everyone, and thank you for joining me today in the ongoing investigation into the meaning of the 1827 inscription on the wall of the present-day Cushman wing, and what it can add to the ever-evolving history of the JCU Guarini campus. My presentation today will delve into what I've been able to discover regarding the meaning of the inscription, as well as take a close look at the maps, views, and photographs of the building throughout the past couple centuries. The biggest step I was able to make during this period was meeting with Fabrizio Giambattista from JCU's maintenance crew to talk about the circumstances under which they found the inscription. In 2019, JCU administration decided to renovate the lower terrace of Guarini campus in an effort to make it a nicer outdoor space. This included restuccoing the entire surface of this wall, which is our point of interest. According to Fabrizio, there was about 5 centimeters of plaster built up on the cement of the actual wall itself from previous renovations. The team decided to completely remove these past layers and lay down a fresh coat. It was during the removal of the plaster on this section of the wall that Fabrizio noticed there was something inscribed there. After uncovering the inscription, Fabrizio and the administration decided to leave it uncovered while applying the new layer of plaster, as it represented part of the history of the building. They mixed a bit of dirt with wet cement and traced over the incised lines to give them a bit of definition, which accounts for the appearance of the inscription today. Unfortunately, no photos were taken during the renovation of the terrace or the discovery of the inscription, but having Fabrizio's testimony is extremely useful. Besides giving me the history of the find, Fabrizio was also able to provide me with 2 other key pieces of information which can help determine the meaning of the inscription. According to Fabrizio, it is customary among construction crews to inscribe the date of the completion of a project on the building or structure. He noted that the crooked angle of the date could indicate that it might have been done by a worker standing on a scaffold, as the wooden scaffolds used in 1827 may not have been perfectly level. This is, of course, just a hypothesis, and I am still looking for some sort of documentation that can corroborate this custom among construction companies. But it seems to be in line with the hypothesis that Sandro Fiorentini also had regarding the author of this inscription. Fiorentini is a marble cutter and the owner of a marble workshop in Rome named Il Marmararo. When I showed a photo of this inscription to Sandro, he claimed that it would have been the work of an amateur, so not someone paid to inscribe stone or a professional engraver. A construction worker would therefore fit this hypothesis. Another key piece of evidence provided by Fabrizio is that when they found the inscription, all signs pointed to it being written directly in the concrete of the wall. There was no indication that it is a piece of spolium or repurposed cement from another structure, so we can move forward knowing that this inscription and its date apply to our building. If we take Fabrizio at his word for now, regarding the tradition of construction teams inscribing the date of their work, we can determine that some kind of construction work took place on this building in 1827. We are now just missing the precise details of what work was carried out during this particular project and the documentation of said work. I have an appointment at the Archivio Storico Capitolino on April 8th, and I am hoping to find some sort of record of this project there. But in the meantime, we can make a bit of progress hypothesizing about its nature, looking over the various plans, views, and photographs of the Cushman wing over the centuries. We know that some form of the building has existed since the 16th century from Mario Cartaro and Antonio Tempesta's views of Rome. Therefore, we know this date of 1827 does not refer to the original construction of the structure, but it could possibly refer to a later addition. In an effort to help pin down some visual evidence of this addition along the timeline, I started to focus on the number of windows visible on the Cushman wing in the various views and plans of the building. I first turned to our current version of the building that we have today, and as you can see, there are 6 windows on the ground floor and 6 on the first floor. Given that some views of the building created prior to 1827, such as Giuseppe Vasi's view of Porta Settimiana from 1747, have only 5 windows across the first floor, as you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wondered if the number of windows could be an indicator of the addition of a bay to the building during that year. I was quickly discouraged to discover that a photograph and a plan of the building in 1929 depict the building with 5 windows as well, Therefore, the addition of the sixth window or corresponding bay does not account for the 1827 inscription. As we can see, first from Carlo Guerra Baldelli's photograph of the exterior of the building, we can count 5 windows spanning the exterior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The larger gap between the first and second windows is also reflected in the plans of the property, as you can see here. I believe that at some point after 1929, the interior layout of the building was changed and a 6th window was added here. Supporting this hypothesis is the fact that the distance between the door that we can see here and the Aurelian wall, which is here, recorded on this plan, is 19.45 meters, and that distance remains unchanged today, as I've gone and double-checked that the distance from here to here today is still the same. Therefore, we know that the addition of the 6th window in the last century did not require the building to be lengthened. This line of investigation led me to wonder if the building had ever actually been lengthened at all. Perhaps the 1827 inscription referred to some internal work that the construction crew had done, or to the construction of this smaller structure that we see appear in the 1852 model of the city of Rome from the Musée de Plan Relief in Paris. In order to determine if the 1827 supposed construction included a lengthening of the building, I decided to overlay 2 bird's-eye views of the area, one made prior to 1827, which is Giambattista Nolli's map of Rome from 1748, and one made after, the model of Rome from 1852 in the museum in Paris. As we can see from this overlay, where the Aurelian walls and the property lines have been matched up, there is a small section of the bigger building of the Kuscheln wing, which appears in the 1852 view, but not in the 1748 view. So the 1852 view extends like this, and the 1748 view ends here. So it's this small section that I'm referring to. Could the small addition have been added onto the building during the construction of this smaller building to the side? And could this have happened in 1827? I unfortunately do not have the answers yet, but I'm very excited to get into the archives and see if I can pull any construction records on this property from the 1820s. My next at-home project, while I wait for my appointment, will be to dig into depictions of a stairwell located adjacent to the main entrance door. It appears on these documents from 1888 and 1907, and the size of it seems to fit that small addition that we saw in the 1852 model. Thank you very much.